When we're young, we have an amazing, positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Yeah, good morning to you. It is David Ralph. It is a David Ralph from Join Up Dots. Well, I'm going to talk to you today about something that I think is bothering me. And I think it's the fact that the world is too outward focused. I think we're spending our time looking at what other people are doing, looking at their highlights and going, oh, they're successful. Oh, I wish I could be like them, but not getting the true story. Now, if you look at success, and we'll take Join Up Dots, right? Join Up Dots is something that is, in many regards, a very successful podcast. We've been going 10 years now, coming up 10 years. We have a very good listenership across the world. It makes a multiple six-figure income to me. It doesn't take too much time each month, so I have a very relaxed, floating around kind of life. So in that regard, you know, I'm a success, okay? I'm going to give myself a big trumpet fanfare and say, David, you sexy beast, you are a success. Yeah, go me. I don't think I've ever blown my own trumpet before. Now, let's compare to other people. Now, I'm going to look at some other podcasts, and they get millions a month listeners. I don't get anywhere near that. I get about 110,000 a month, something like that, which is great. I'm very happy with that. But there's other people that are getting 1 million a month. There's getting 2 million a month. You've got Joe Rogan selling his podcast for 100 million to Spotify. You've got all these other people that I could look at them and go, my podcast is a bit crap. You know, look at that. That's where I should be. That's where, you know, my efforts should have got me to that point. But that's rubbish. That's rubbish. My efforts have got me to exactly the point where my efforts had got to. And I don't know the backstory of these other podcasts. I don't know how they've managed to do this. I don't know whether they had a big team or investment or support. I don't know how they got these celebrities to come on there. I don't know. So I can't look at them and go, that's where I should be. I can just say, I'm happy with what I've got. And everybody out there, I think you look at success as something that is the end goal, but it's not. It's just the thing to aim for. The journey is the end goal. You know, because at the end of your life, you're always going to end up with an unfinished song. You're always going to be halfway through something. You're never going to be where you think you should be. And so you just got to sort of enjoy it. And sort of enjoy the failures as well, because success, this is going to sound weird, but it's true, success is just as dangerous as failure. Now, you're going to say to me, well, how's that? How is success as dangerous as failure? Because when you're moving upwards, you're going into environments that you've never been into before, which then leads you to be surrounded by more potential failures. And those failures, it's like snakes and ladders. You know, you go up and then you think you're doing really well, and then you screw up and you come down. How many times have we seen business owners that are doing really well, and then suddenly the business changes or the financial climate changes and they get made bankrupt overnight? You know, they have a terrible time. So were they a success or were they a failure? They were neither. It's just the same. The only place that you can stand being really secure is just with your 2 feet on the ground, not doing anything at all. And just going, okay, I will just stay here. I will look around. I won't try anything. And this is where I'm going to be. But of course, that's not life, is it? You've got to just keep on moving forward. You've got to aim for things. You've got to go for things. And a lot of them won't work. For example, the biz school at Join Up Dots. I created this biz school where my dream was that people would come across and ask me how a lot of these things are done is that the content creator creates a course, and then people buy the course and then they go through it. And I thought to myself, now, wouldn't it be amazing if we could really provide information that is really, really relevant to people? So if they're sitting there and they're saying, how do I do this? How do I do that? They could come across, they could join in the communication and ask me, and I could say, well, I'll show you exactly how it's done. And I could create a video, and so it'd be really relevant. And if I didn't know, I could get a guest on the show who did know to make it more and more powerful. And I thought that was going to be the way forward. It's been a complete waste of time. Nobody does anything at all. Nobody sends questions. I get questions through email, but actually for that. And I thought to myself, well, why is it a failure? I'm there to help. I'm there to support. And I think it's because people don't know what to ask, or they don't know where to channel their energies, or they look at what successful people are doing and they think to themselves, they've got it sorted. It's not worth me even giving it a go. And it ties up with sort of, hope and fear. Some people hope that it will work, and other people fear that it will work. I've had times when I've actually got frightened of the success I was getting, because I kind of almost felt I didn't deserve it. But of course I did deserve it, because I started it and cracked on and made things happen. But yeah, the biz school, complete waste of time. And I'm thinking of taking it down, but I won't. I'll leave it there, because somebody might come along and the ball might then get going later on down the line. And that's exactly where we have to think of life. We've got to go, our efforts are just that, efforts. We shouldn't be getting the rewards until the rewards are going to come. We shouldn't get the success until the success comes. And if the success that we want doesn't come, then so be it. It was never meant to come. It is what it is. Yeah. So don't look at people out there like they've got it all made. Richard Branson, listened to a podcast with him the other day. The amount of failures he's had, the amount of businesses that he's created that have gone, belly up. Virgin Jeans, Virgin Cola, Virgin, he's virgin on being rubbish, really. But of course he's not, because the ones that have worked have done really, really well for himself. Now, do we say he's a success or a failure? Well, we all go, well, he's a success, isn't he? He's a huge success. Because we don't then look at all the things that he's done that just haven't panned out and have been useless. So through what I do, I would say most things fail, or I start them at the wrong time, or they just don't find their legs when I want them to do. But the ones that have done well are doing really well. And they didn't have their good times either. Join Up Darts, I couldn't get a listener for love nor money. Then the audience went up, thought I was doing really well. Then it plummeted again. Then it's gone up again. Success and failure all the way through. There's been times all the way where I could go, oh, it's not going anywhere. It's not going where I want it to be. But now I get sort of hundreds of thousands of people per month, and we're going up and up again. And it's just sort of pulling it in to make more income from the podcast and deliver more content to you and make my life as easy as possible in the process. But it's never a success, because it's never where I want it to be, but it's where it should be, because that's where it is, and end of story. So all of you out there, don't be scared. Okay, don't hope for things that are impossible to get. Don't fear the things that are impossible to get. Don't look at success as being the end goal. It's just as rubbish as failure in many ways, and you're just in shaky territory. Just live your life, go for it, and reach out to Join Up Dots, and we will help you, as we always do with everyone that comes through to us, because that's what we're here for. Success is as dangerous as failure. Until next time, I will see you again. You look after yourself and stay sexy. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join up dots, join up dots, join up dots, join up dots. Join up dots.